Hello and welcome back to the Headaches and Hot Takes podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Shapirian, alongside my co-host, Hearn, a.k.a. the guy who photoshopped Santa Baby out of his Spotify rap to save himself from the embarrassment that comes with it, a.k.a. the biggest fan of the Barbie movie who hasn't even seen it yet, a.k.a. the first person to reach prestigious Silver 2 rank on Rocket Racing on Fortnite, the Herniator. Dude, how's Silver 2?
Joke's on you, pal. You said, I'm going to make fun of you for wearing the Barbie hoodie because you haven't seen the movie. You think I was going to let that happen? I watched it today.
Yes! Did you?
2 days.
How good is it?
It's good. Dude, it was.
It's good.
Like, obviously, you hear good things about a movie, and I hate going into a movie with any bias. Like,
Agreed.
I've heard good things or I've heard bad things. I try to be like, let's see what this is. And it was better than I thought it was going to be. I really enjoyed it.
Heck yes, dude. You were ready. Because I told you. You got on the pod the first time I saw it. And I was like, oh my God. First of all, it's funny because I thought about buying it too. And second of all, I love that movie. How do you like the movie? You're like, I haven't seen it. I was like, oh, I'm going to roast you during the episode for having not seen it. And then we never got to it.
And then
so I told you, we'll do it live.
I'll write it. We'll do it live.
So I told you.
I like
next
this
time you
tonight,
wear it,
dude. Which obviously, just as a WVU fanboy, I love blue and gold, specifically gold.
It's maize and blue, sir.
Maize?
They call it maize, yeah. Isn't that interesting? Because it is the same color.
Maize.
I think WVU is a little darker.
Maybe.
But in general, it's kind of funny because I grew up hating WVU. I don't anymore. I've grown past my immature hate for WVU. But I hated WVU. It was like, boo, WVU, yay, Michigan. It's these like the exact same color scheme. So,
well,
yeah, 3-time back-to-back Big Ten champs. I will never take that for granted. Never. Because I never thought I'd see the day. So
I'm gonna make sure you adhere to that after your recent complaints. Oh, football's torture, and you're like, I'm never taking this for granted. I'm like, okay.
With Michigan, never taking this for granted. Yeah, because it could all go back. It could go back on its heel, and we could lose 8 straight to Ohio State again in a heartbeat. So yeah, dude, this is the best period of Michigan football history of my life. It's worth it though, because I quite literally witnessed the worst period in Michigan football history during my life already. So,
yeah.
You already know.
You know, I just not realized.
What's that?
You know, I just realized my light's not on.
Is that why it's kind of dark? It looks dark to me.
No.
Well, turn it on real quick, ho. We're not restarting this episode just for your freaking lights. Turn your freaking lights on.
That's not what I wanted, but I just random. I was like, man, the video is like popping. Like, again,
oh, what is going on over this video? Popping out. Yeah. It's really bright. I like that. You should leave it how it is.
Let there be light.
Let there be light. Hey, you thought you saw enough of the Herniator in the first 3.5 minutes of this podcast? No, you weren't seeing nearly enough.
I hope my ugliness won't be a distraction to you.
Oh, no, not at all.
Not at all, boy.
So, how's your week? What do you want to talk about this week?
Did you just send something in the chat?
Stuff that we're going to talk about this week.
Okay.
I wasn't prompting you. Promise.
Okay. Well, so last week we had hot take so late, so obviously I don't want to wait so long for hot take again this week.
No, I don't think we will.
I think you said you had something like a random curveball just pop up that you want to talk about now?
I do. Yeah, we can talk about it now if you want. I just played quite literally the stupidest board game of my entire life. And when I get off here, I'm going to go play more of it because we already bought it. We got to keep playing it. I have company this weekend. We were supposed to record the podcast at 9 Eastern. The back of the board game says 1 hour. I told Hearn at like 8:05. It was already past 8. So I was already going to be able to wait. I said, hey, just so you know, I'm playing around a clue. Should be about an hour. And then we'll get on. I texted Hearn at 10:26 p.m. to say, hey, I'm good to record the pod now.
Yes,
he didn't give me a word of sass for it. Not one freaking word of it. He never does. I'm never usually that late. We have guests this weekend. Our friends are staying with us. And we did Christmas exchanges already. We got them Clue Conspiracy, an updated version of an all-time classic. Let me tell you that anything short of a PhD from an Ivy League university is not enough to play this freaking game and understand it. Okay.
What twists? Because obviously, Clue overall is obviously harder to understand than freaking Sorry.
Yeah.
Or even,
Sorry's the one that
like
came to mind
whatever.
for me too. I was like, it's so easy, so simple.
Right. So overall, like base model Clue is more complicated than that. But what makes this that much more terrible?
Everything. So, for what it's worth, 4 is the minimum amount of players you can have to play. 4 people in Clue is fine. Totally fine. You play a normal game of Clue with 4 people. You probably have if you played it with your family, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So, this one is definitely intended to play it with up to 10 people, it says.
What?
Up to 10 people, bro. There is... Everyone gets assigned one of 3 possible roles. There is 1 ringleader. I believe just 1 accomplice. But I think as you go up to 10, there might be more accomplices. I'm not sure. And then everyone else is a friend. A friend of Mr. Coral, who we find out there is a conspiracy to kill. Okay? As a friend, you have to stop them from killing him. As a ringleader and an accomplice, you have to act out a conspiracy to kill him. And obviously, you want to do this while without the other people, while posing as a friend, right? Posing as a friend of Mr. Coral, or soon-to-be murdered victim.
Soon to be murdered.
It's insane. It's insane. I told you before the pod. I was like, I don't even have time to even begin discussing the rules. I'm not going to be able to discuss them in a way that makes any sense, having just played it for twice as long as they suggest a game taking. So.
Well, first off, it was bold of you to assume that your first time ever playing a game, you were gonna,
dude,
huh?
We breezed through Clue. We do like half hours for Clue. I thought like if it was like a normal Clue game, we were gonna be done in no time. I did.
So y'all bought them this game,
Yes, they love Clue. Yeah.
and do they share the same opinion of this is garbage?
Um,
Or is it
the
garbage or is it just
rules
complicated?
and how high tech it is. Yeah, we're all on the same opinion that this is garbage. It's fun, and we think we're gonna have more fun with it once we're off. Once we're off tonight, we're gonna go play it again. We're gonna see if it goes a little better. But they themselves during the game were like, "We're never gonna be able to play this with anybody but you guys because of the rules." And I can't imagine going in with an understanding of how the game works, having to tell other people how the game works. Can't even imagine that. At least we're all on the same playing field. We were getting heated at each other, not because we're mad at the other people, but because we're all getting pissed that we can't understand the freaking rules. So, and it's so confusing. And the way they word it is so terrible. So terrible. At the end of the game, there's 2 circumstances for how the game can end, or technically 3, right? There's either like the conspiracists went outright, the friends went outright, or the guy dies, but it wasn't as a result of the conspiracists outright winning and committing their conspiracy. So then the game kind of goes to an overtime of like, okay, people, this is your last chance. Now it goes to like final accusation mode. And you as a group have to make final accusation mode. And first of all, I was like, if I'm an accomplice or a ringleader, I'm going to tank every single vote you make. Why would I even let you get a vote in? But that's besides the point. Once you get to that overtime, there's a point where it's like, all right, for this mode, pass the thing around that says whose turn it is, right? And act like it's one more normal turn. And they're like, all right, now pick a team. And they're like, a team for what? And it's like, pick a team. What are we doing with this team? I don't know who I want on my team. What are we doing here? And we couldn't get past that for like 10 plus minutes. We got past that, and it still didn't make any sense. Overall, 1.5 out of 10 board game experience. I maybe could have had worse.
That you will be playing again immediately after this.
Yes. We already bought it. We already bought it.
Yeah,
So it was already gifted to him. There you go.
Yeah, you might as well try it at least one more time. Maybe it's like, the novelty was a lot. Maybe the first time the new rules or whatever, the gimmicks involved maybe made a big impact. But yeah, there's definitely some board games that just, I could see Clue being one that you could tweak it to make it suck for sure. I can see that. So,
I'm not the biggest Clue fan anyways because, and maybe this is a hot take, maybe it's not. It's not really intended to be or not because this is, I think, an objective fact. Clue is like 5% skill because you have to understand the skill aspect of it. But there is like a very low ceiling of understanding, like, okay, this is how the game works. Okay, once you get to that point of a very low ceiling, you know how the game works. Then it's chance. Did I pick the right room? Right? Oh no,
Right.
I picked one. I got the weapon in this right, but I don't know the room. Whatever. And then the person next to you now knows. Okay, well, there's the weapon. There's the person. I'm gonna pick this room. Oh, nobody has that room. Okay, well, I win now. Huh?
Right.
It's chance. It's pure chance. It sucks. There's no skill in Clue. I generally say there's no skill in Clue. Technically, there's some because you could screw it up. Very
There's more
little
skill. Clue requires more skill than a lot of board games because
think
games
so?
like Sorry and stuff are almost all luck.
That's true, but
Um,
you at least know you're going in on an equal playing field. It's fun.
Right.
I like Monopoly. I think Monopoly is underrated, and the reason a lot of you all don't like it is because you're playing wrong. So
That's so true. We already talked about that.
Yes, we did.
We had a digital Monopoly
Monopoly Go.
at one point.
Oh,
No.
wait, what?
Dude, I hate. Oh my god, I hate this so much. I think it's Monopoly Go that does the ad on TikTok.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
I don't like the ads that are like so blatantly. Fake isn't even the right word. It's just like they're stupid. They're so stupid.
It's
Like I can't figure
insulting
this
to
game out,
intelligence.
and like they can't whatever. Yeah, there's one. I think it's Monopoly Go. There's some accent involved, whatever. But the woman says, "I promised my sister a gas Tesla if she blankety blank." I think it's if she leveled up a Monopoly Go, a gas Tesla. Like, what are we doing? Is it supposed to be funny? Because it's not funny. It's not real. I'm like, well, what is this? Is that
Yeah.
how? I hate it. I literally hate it. That makes me want to go to the App Store and give you a 1-star review. And I've never played your game because your ads are terrible. And you're fine with putting your name on the product.
Yeah.
Monopoly, I'm Monopoly, and I support this message. Is what they're saying. Oh my god! Have you ever heard of the game? I don't know what you got. It's like a card game, but it's also kind of a board game. Have you ever heard of One Night Werewolf?
Oh, barely. But I have heard that it's
Dude.
kind of out there, right?
I will go to bat for this game so hard.
Nice, okay.
One of my random friends in undergrad, one of my great friends showed us it, and it's one of those games where at first you're like, this is gonna suck. This is like, when people explain it to you, it's like you almost feel like you're getting like explained like Dungeons and Dragons the first time. You're like, I don't know what any of this stuff is, and I'm not interested in knowing what any of this stuff is. Like, it's very complicated.
That's
You
how I
play
feel
like
about
one
Minecraft
game, dude.
and Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. Oh my God! Don't you no longer? You no longer.
I
can
knew-
talk about Minecraft.
There's the softball. There's the softball. Crank out of the parks.
You
softball.
no longer can talk about Minecraft. This man, Lego Fortnite dropped. He called off of work to play Lego.
tell
Fortnite,
everybody that.
which is great. Right?
Why are you telling everybody
it's
that?
it's on your Twitter that we link every week. People can go check it. You tweeted about doing it. I'm not breaking news
That's like
here.
the second time I've done this. We're like, why are you doing that? You're like, you did that.
I'm just rolling with it at this point. He took
Anyways.
off work, which is fine, right? I like Legos. I like Fortnite. Cool, it's a new thing together.
It looked fun.
Yesterday, we got on, and for like an hour straight, just me being on it was an hour straight. I don't know how long you were on before I joined you. It was just you
When we got on?
making the house, tweaking the walls. It was yesterday.
Oh,
wasn't
that
it?
night. That was our second session.
No, that was yesterday. At some point, whenever you were tweaking the house,
Yes.
you were redoing the roof 8 times, doing the walls and everything, moving chests around. You're like, I want to get it perfect. I was like, this is the most Minecraft thing ever.
Okay. Yes.
And here you are still hating on Minecraft. I'm not saying they're not
not hating.
different.
I just
a
don't
little
get it.
bit, whatever.
Minecraft does not look
What?
good to me.
You can get. First off, I disagree with that because it's its very own. It's its unique thing.
It can be unique and
Legos
bad.
don't look good. It's just like it is an aesthetic. Legos wouldn't look good if it weren't combined with the Fortnite look in this game.
Probably fair. But I mean,
If the
it's
sun
two
was
strong
a
IPs.
Lego brick, right? But also, like I said, you can get packs to make. You can make Minecraft
If I got to
look like
mod
whatever,
it,
whatever you
would
want.
lose me. I just want to play the vanilla game.
Some people like apparently only play Minecraft with it modded. Like that's the only way I enjoy it. I'm like, I think the game is good. Whatever. Long story short, you no longer get to talk crap on Minecraft. How many hours you've forked into. Lego
I just want
Fortnite
you to
already.
know
There's no way.
how many hours I spent over an hour on our 3-story house while you were not on. Okay. When you got on, I took like another 45 minutes to an hour to finish it because the roof dimensions weren't working out. Okay. And then we finished it, right? Have you been on today, Annie?
Yeah, I got him today.
I undid and redid the entire freaking roof, bro. It took like
Oh
another
my
hour.
god! And you know what the best part is? I didn't notice.
No, that's not the best part. The best part is that I know it, and I can sleep like a baby knowing it. I was pissed knowing that one side was like jank.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
like, you could not better summarize Minecraft, especially the first few days of Minecraft. That's what you do.
Nah.
Find
sorry.
where you're gonna build.
It's not for me, pal.
Build your house.
It's not for
tweak
me.
it. It's the exact.
It's not for me, pal. It's not for me. I promise you, it's not for me. I've tried it. I've played it. It's not for me.
When's the last time you gave it an honest try / played it with
It would have
friends
been high school.
like how we did the Lego
high
one?
school. It's been a while.
Okay, it's just been a little while.
But I'd have to buy it now. I already don't have a positive opinion of it. Why would I buy it?
I mean, I do. I don't want to say I fear for Minecraft, but I think this Lego Fortnite mode is gonna
It's good, bro.
compete with them
it's
very
good.
heavily.
It's fun.
Free. It's good. It's free. It's
Good,
fun.
free fun on the Nintendo Switch. If you want it to be. That's not what I'm playing it on, but you know what I mean. It's on there for
you go.
it's very accessible. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Anyways,
now that we're off topic, you want to go into your favorite segment of the week?
let's go into my favorite subject of the week.
Okay. What's that?
My favorite subject of the week. We're gonna rant and rave and wave, baby.
And wave.
It is your week.
We're going to rage
Rage
wave.
and wave. Rage and wave.
And we're gonna
baby.
wage.
That's what it is. Ooh.
Yeah.
I am very excited to see what your hot take is. I feel like the past few hot takes you've had have been kind of agreeable takes. So I'm kind of curious to see if tonight is going to be a smoker.
I know
or
you're
if
going to
tonight's gonna
disagree
be
with this one. I'll tell you that. Finally.
Okay.
It's one I've had cooking for about 2 months now, solid. I thought of it a while ago.
Ooh.
I told you. I texted you when I thought of it. Well, I knew this to be the case, but when I thought of it as a potential hot take, I texted you and said, I know when you're going to fully disagree with.
Okay, I do remember you saying that. Yep.
Yeah. So I'm finally putting it out tonight. I'm excited for it. I'm going to keep you on because I actually have a question for you in the beginning. Okay?
Okay. All right.
So, are you ready, though? But I get a minute of the floor to myself if I choose it. Right? That's it.
But you're
really.
not, because you're going to ask me a question?
Right. Exactly. So, but are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
Okay. To start this hot take, my question is, true or false? You will go to bat for RC Cola big time, right?
No.
No. Okay.
Nah.
But you will go to bat. Well, you're not huge on Pepsi either. Then you prefer
love
Pepsi
Pepsi.
to Coke.
I love Pepsi.
Coke.
Cope
Coke
with that.
But there's not really. Is there an obscure soda for you that you're like, oh, I'll die on that hill?
I think I kind of just ride with the popular kids. I think I like Dr. Pepper, Pepsi, Mountain Dew.
Okay. My brother-in-law loves RC Cola. He will die on the
Okay.
hill that it's better than Pepsi or Coke. Okay.
Okay.
I have an adjacent one that I feel similarly to and have for years. And here it is. Pibb, though not necessarily being a one-to-one competitor for it, is better than Dr. Pepper. It is a better tasting soda than Dr. Pepper. It is. It's better. It's not available. It's better. It's better. That's it. You can go. Come on in.
Okay, I realized I was like,
You're fine.
I realized I was
Come on
leaning
in. Come on in.
I don't disagree. I do think like
What?
sincerity.
You're supposed to
every-
disagree.
No, dude. Like, I definitely drink Dr. Pepper more than I do Pibb.
Rave
mostly
about it.
because, like you just said, it's more available. We have a gas station at the end of our neighborhood. It's like a mile away. Literally every time I'm in there, I went this morning. My wife needed gas. I got gas. Anytime I
not
get gas, I
tell me
walk
about
inside looking for Pibb.
You're lying to me right now.
No,
You looked for
I
a Pibb this morning.
I hand to God
There's
today
no
this morning looked for Mr.
chance.
Pibb.
I'm talking to the only man alive who searched for a Pibb today.
But you are.
No
Apparently.
shot. This is
But
bullcrap.
I don't know what it is. They have literally like 3 shelves of Dr. Pepper because they got Dr. Pepper. Then they have the stupid like Dr. Pepper. It's got like an orange label on it. It looks. I don't know if it's like the
Pepper? I had no idea.
Yeah. What's the Coke that makes? It's like Coke and. Help me out here.
I'm not following.
Give me some flavors of Coke.
There's orange vanilla. Is that what you're talking about?
I think that's what it is.
Cherry
I think it's
vanilla,
something Dr. Pepper
cherry
with that.
and vanilla separately.
It's a terrible thing, whatever it is. But
I
they
like the
have,
orange
long story
vanilla,
short,
but anyways.
they have like 3 rows of Dr. Pepper, and occasionally they'll have like a full row of Pibb. But only like I'll go in there, full row of Pibb. The next day I'll go in there, no Pibb. I'm like,
So people are buying
you
it.
get rid of your. Well, no, like yes, but obviously people are buying everything. So I'm like, why? 8 times out of 10, I walk in there, there's no Pibb. Like, at all. There's not even
no
slots for
chance
it.
you agree with me on this. Pibb is so good.
My wife would 100%. She's the one I'm looking for specifically.
Okay.
She would prefer Pibb to
It's
Dr. Pepper,
so
probably.
good, bro. Bellasinos and Beckley has it in their fountains. And it says the co-creations fountain. So they have Diet Pibb and Pibb Zero, neither of which I knew existed, by the way. So I've never seen a bottle of Diet Pibb Extra. What are you talking about?
Hard enough to find a bottle of Pibb.
Exactly. So, yeah.
I don't disagree at all, honestly. I think
Nice.
Pibb is a very unique taste. It's definitely the most similar to Dr. Pepper.
Yeah,
of the
spicy
mainstream pops.
cherry, it says.
Yeah. Its availability makes it hard. I don't know why it's so hard to find.
No clue.
It's not like it is a, Dr. Pepper Zero Cherry Midnight. It's not like it's some random flavor that should be hard to find. I don't know why it's so hard to find, but it is.
Yeah.
So I don't know how hot of a take. Again, I don't know how hot of a take that is, but it's an agreeable one.
Crazy. There's no chance you agree with me on this, bro. I thought I was gonna cook because you love Dr. Pepper. You talk about it all the time. You like
Dr. Pepper.
Burger and Dr. Pepper, or like I've got a Dr. Pepper with my pizza. You've used Dr. Pepper in your examples a lot. I'm like, oh, buddy, I gotta go in for you. Pibb is better than Dr. Pepper.
I still think, in my opinion, only Pepsi and my blank food goes great specifically with Pepsi. For some reason,
Pepsi and Coke.
Pizza and Pepsi go great. I don't know why.
Pepsi.
Pizza or wings and Pepsi go well together.
Burgers,
I don't know why.
Coke. Wings, Pepsi, for sure.
You just will never see me get Coke. I will never they have Coke.
Coke.
I need to try Coke again. It's been forever since I've had it. But
How long has it been since you had a Coke?
I mean, realistically, probably I don't know, 3 years. Let's say.
Wow, okay.
I don't know. Yeah.
That's definitely longer than most Americans. That's a substantially longer time than most Americans. So,
but I have a Dr. Pepper or a Mountain Dew almost daily.
There you go.
Whatever. I'm getting my fix somehow.
yeah. That's part of it as well, though, is that you drink sugary sodas, right? As in the original flavors, right?
Yes, I don't do the zeros or the maxes or whatever.
If it's in
First
my
off,
house,
it's so freaking confusing.
Unless it's a special flavor. Like I had the Mountain Dew Game Fuel where they didn't do a zero of it, so I had the regular of it. I bought a 12-pack when it came out, right? But generally speaking, if it's in my house, I bought it to keep. I bought a 12-pack, bought a 2-liter. It is zero. And I've already gone on the record as saying, I think Coke Zero is better than Pepsi Zero. I don't know what the difference is. Coke Zero is amazing. So.
Yeah. Is that what? So what in your cup every night? Can we just assume that it's our sponsor, not a sponsor, G Fuel, or what is in your cup most nights? If we record and you get
If we're recording,
you get a swig
and
then?
if it's in a cup like this, just a normal cup, it's water.
Boo.
Because I've already had my
3 G Fuels.
Somewhat recommended
Do you
limit
hear
of G Fuels every day.
That charged lemonade at Panera,
Dude,
the
how have we not talked about this yet? How have we not talked about this yet?
Well, first off, I only heard about it 2 days ago. So that would be one reason.
Oh, well, there's a second person that died from it. First person died a month ago from it.
First off, still tragic. Okay, I'm not saying it's not tragic.
Yeah, we're not making light of it.
Disclaimer.
That's terrible.
Back to what you said about that woman who would get this much caffeine in her this tall drink at Starbucks.
Other way around. It was that much sugar in her this much tall.
Okay,
This much caffeine, but whatever.
What do you? Because they did advertise it as an energy drink, right? That charged lemonade.
Sort of. I heard about it on TikTok.
Yes.
There's this funny TikTok. This was over a year ago. Well over a year ago. It was right after I got to Cincinnati. And I've been in Cincinnati for a year and a half.
366 days ago.
What? 366? Is that what you said?
It's at least 366 days.
Over a year ago. I saw TikTok. She was slurring her words because I guess she had multiple of them. And she was like, I work at Panera. She's like, well, I don't work at Panera. I'm going to do it the way she did it. She's like, I work in Panera. I work remotely in Panera. That's the way she said it.
I would
have it, right? So, what? Did you see that?
No.
Okay. She's like, I've never understood why when I work at Panera, I'm so much more productive than when I don't work at Panera. I thought maybe it was just the quiet, whatever. She's like, they have this 99-cent free refill club that I signed up for through the app. She's like, so I come in, I buy 1 charged lemonade, and then I get free refills on it, unlimited for the entire day. And it's just in the fountain for what it's worth. You do just refill it. That's how I heard about it. She went on to the caffeine content. The thing is outrageous. It's way more per volume than G Fuel, energy drinks. What else is there besides those two? Like, right? Like,
I mean, obviously, like what's in like a Monster?
Monster only has like 140 or so, right? If even. Monster is. I'm gonna say this right now. Monster and Red Bull are kind of wimpy in terms of caffeine content. So compared to coffee, especially, it's the other stuff in Monster that really like will make you jittery and stuff. Are you looking up the stats on the Panera charged lemonade caffeine content? If you haven't heard about these things, people, they are insane, and they're advertised.
A large cup of
Panera
charged lemonade has 390 milligrams of caffeine.
Yeah. That is
last
90...
updated in June.
Dude,
that means a large cup of the beverage contains more caffeine than a can of Red Bull and a can of Monster Energy combined. By more than that, because
by a lot.
Apparently Red Bull has 77 milligrams.
Very
and
little.
Apparently the Monster has 160.
Okay, I said 140. It's 160. An average G Fuel has 150. That one
Almost
large
400.
charged lemonade has 90 milligrams more than I've gotten all day from G Fuel right now.
And people were getting like 3 a day plus.
Because they're like, it's free refills. If you go in and buy a large, first of all, don't you get a refill before you leave?
Always.
Every time. You drink it, you fill it up before you leave. Guess what, people? If you did that, you have had almost double your recommended caffeine intake for the day. Almost double your recommended intake. Recommended max intake, I should say. It's not recommended that you have 450 milligrams. It's recommended that you don't have more than 450 milligrams. So, and you're having like 800? Almost double of that. Insanity. How have they not... And I don't agree they've advertised it well. Because I knew about the TikTok. I wanted to try it. Because I'm a sicko. I was like, I'm going to try this for sure. One thing's about me. There's some caffeine to be had. I'm going to try it. Not to be quirky or anything. It's just I like caffeinated beverages, right? I go in knowing what I'm going to get, knowing that it's crazy, knowing that it's insane. I share one with my wife. I don't think it's marketed well at all. I looked out for that kind of stuff. I don't think it's marketed well at all within their, or marketed safely at all within their stores. So anyways, what you got?
I don't know, it's just up to 400 milligrams of caffeine a day appears to be safe. Obviously that's not like recommended. That's not like recommended.
Yeah.
They're saying like you can have 400 and not die.
Yeah.
Which again, that one drink has 390. But this is saying that's roughly the amount of caffeine in 4 cups of brewed coffee, 10 cans of cola.
Yeah. Well, cola's not really meant for caffeine, though. You're not drinking cola to be like, I need my caffeine, so that's fine.
Right. That's insane to me that it's that much. That's insane that it's that much, dude.
Yeah. I was having about 450 a day for a long time, so between 7 and 8 shots a day when I was at my peak at Starbucks, when I was just like strung out. I'd wake up. Right. I had cold brew that I made the night before. Chug it. I don't know why that was that funny to you, by the way.
Because is that not? Do you not do that?
Who cares if you lose that job? You're just a barista.
Like looking back, I was a bag boy at Kroger for a little bit of time. Like at that time, I thought I was making $200 a paycheck. I was like, man, this is big money. Like, looking back, it's hilarious to think about that. So looking back, it's funny to think you're like, I can't lose my job at Starbucks. Like, I'm sure in that time
I would have been screwed though if I lost that job. Let's just put it that way. Like I would have been.
You could have gone to. You could have gotten the next day at Kroger.
I could have gone to Dunkin'. About that.
However much you're drinking in caffeine, not like literally, I mean like where you drink caffeine and apparently not so much soda. I'm drinking soda, or not soda, sugar. Yes. Where you're a lot in caffeine and apparently not so much sugar. I'm definitely more sugar and not so much caffeine.
Yeah, well, sugar just...
We're both gonna die. I don't care.
I mean,
I'm not gonna keep up with it.
You don't
be healthy.
It?
Do what you want. No, absolutely. I mean, I
just sit and think of how much sugar you've had, because like sugar is one of the worst substances on the planet that we consume. It's one of them.
I'm sure it is, but that's what I'm saying. Like I don't sit down and say, well, I had this much sugar today. I just don't like
caffeine, bro. You have to. If you have too much, I start like tripping out. Not to mention, I've got something wrong with me up here, like I've mentioned multiple times. So caffeine can either be really helpful for me or really counterproductive to me, depending on the thing. It'll make me get more distracted sometimes. So.
Yeah, I feel that. Maybe one of these days I'll sit down and like just randomly calculate how much sugar I have a day. I'm definitely getting most of my sugar from my sweet tea, which has
just do the
corn,
added sugars.
sugar water.
Added sugars are what's bad. Natural sugars are generally fine.
So what would that mean? Like if I make a gallon of tea and I put sugar in the tea. Okay.
Yeah, but like if you go I like Bolthouse Farms drinks, so like the naked drinks are the same thing.
Okay.
Those will have like 32 grams of sugar per bottle, which is 64% of your daily. If it was added sugar, they're 32 grams of natural sugar, and they'll say include 0 grams of added sugars, so 0% of your daily. So the daily sugar recommendation is based off added sugar. What were you saying? Sorry.
How does natural sugars not count?
Your body processes it differently. Your body can process natural sugar a lot differently than added sugar. From my uneducated point of view.
Okay.
That's my best explanation.
I believe you. I got a reason not to, so there you go.
Right.
There you have
somebody that's listening might know better than me, but that's my understanding of it. So.
Well, there you go. Everybody knows your understanding is second to none.
How about that? I'm great at trivia night.
Let me ask you something.
Ask me it. Go ahead. I'm ready.
You asked me this question.
Uh-huh.
And I don't have much knowledge in this subject, really, at all. And to me, there is such an obvious answer. Is this like a debate in your fandom or in your community, whatever you want to call it? Is this a common debate? Because I don't see how it is.
Not recently. I actually thought of it again because there's a YouTuber that I watch pretty regularly who will die on the hill of, in our opinion, the wrong side. So
the question that Shapirian asked me just randomly out of nowhere, he texted me, "Hey, who would win in a fight? One of every Pokemon, or 1 billion 1 billion lions?" And I'm like, first off, I don't know how many Pokemon there are, but there has to be thousands, right?
There's currently I think it's 1,015 now after the new DLC.
Okay. So yeah, that is astronomical odds. 1,000 to 1 billion, astronomical. But aren't there Pokemon like the size of skyscrapers?
There's one that has a form where it turns into a skyscraper. But here's my thing.
I didn't mean a literal skyscraper.
Within the world of Pokemon, the god of that universe is one of the Pokemon. He made everything. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be able to take out some lions. Okay.
I just don't. Lions are big and bad. I give you that, but I have limited knowledge of the Pokemans, as I told you. I have limited knowledge of them Pokemans, but I mean, they freaking shoot fire. They got electricity. They got water. All of this stuff that lions can't do a thing about.
Right? There's a move called Surf where you send in like a tidal wave. Like, what are a billion lions gonna do? The argument for the lions is always, I think you underestimate how much a billion is. You're asking 1,000 Pokemon to each take out, I don't want to get this wrong. I think it's 100,000 lions each on average, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Yeah. I think it's 100,000 lions each. Or it's 1 million. No, you need 1 million. Each 1,000 Pokemon needs to take out 1 million lions each. Here's the thing. Let's just I could cherry pick like 25 Pokemon that could defeat 1 billion lions in a fight. If we're assuming certain things like they don't need to take a rest and eat. They don't need to take a rest or they don't need to sleep.
Yeah. Assuming all that crap.
Yeah, right? Stuff like that. There's this concept within the game called power points. And it's like Flamethrower has 25 power points. You can only use it 25 times before you have to go to a Pokemon Center. And then it resets to 25. And then you can use it 25 more times. Assuming that's not a thing. Because like in the show, it's not a thing. But it is.
Because it would be the same thing. A lions can only fight for how long before it's tired?
Right. Okay. I could probably cherry pick 25 Pokemon. Give me one of them each, and they're probably beating the lions.
What?
I could probably cherry pick 25 Pokemon who on their own could defeat the 1 billion lions.
You're saying one? Or the 25 total?
The 25 total.
Okay.
The 25 on their own could defeat the 1 billion lions.
You probably could. You probably could do that. And
I don't see how a lion's beating even Charizard. How is a lion beating just Charizard?
He flies.
He flies and shoots flamethrowers from his mouth. It's also worth noting, like I mentioned to you, within the Pokemon universe, like, take this, fire is super effective against grass. If Charizard shoots a grass Pokemon with a flamethrower, that Pokemon doesn't die. It gets knocked out. It can't fight anymore, but it's not. I muted my mic on accident for a second, but it's not dead. And then, you go and heal it and it's fine. If a real-life lion gets hit with a flamethrower, it's not fine. It's dead. No, you're going to cook it. Yeah.
Or electricity, or a large amount of water.
Or electricity, and it has wings. Rocks. Fly and shoot the flamethrowers down, buddy. That's the fight. That's the game right there.
Yeah. I just don't
underestimate how much a billion is.
I promise you, every person that is on the lion side is a hunter. They're like, well, as a hunter who has
I know what it's like
increased intellect of these animals. I understand these animals. I don't expect you to understand these animals like I do.
Like I
deal
do
with them all the time.
Yeah.
You really underestimate the power and the intelligence of these animals, and they would band together and they would win. Shut up.
There's no shot, pal.
Please shut up.
Let us know at HeadacheSpot on Twitter what your thoughts are on this discussion. One of every Pokemon versus 1 billion lions. Specifically, I would love to hear a specific argument about what the 1 billion lions are going to do about the Pokemon that fly and shoot projectiles.
What
fatal projectiles?
How many of the 1,000 registered Pokemon fly? Less than half, surely?
It's less than half. It's less than half.
Even
the ones that don't, like Blastoise can't fly. You know Blastoise, right? We'll take Swampert. You know Swampert. It's what Mudkip evolves into. You mentioned Mudkip the other day. It's his last evolved form, Swampert. Swampert can use a move called Surf, where you send in a literal tsunami. That's it. The lions are gone. That's it.
Yeah, I don't. I don't get the argument. I just don't. That's why I'm like, a lot of things if you weren't part of the fandom, if you don't have a lot of knowledge, I have played since I haven't watched sincerely 10 seconds of Pokemon. I haven't watched anything. I have played collectively 10 hours of Pokemon because I had an emulator on my phone and I played Emerald or whatever I told you for a while. Mm-hmm. Whatever. And to me, this is a pretty one-sided fight with that knowledge that I have. I couldn't name you 10 Pokemon probably. And I think it's a Pokemon. I don't know. It's insane to me that this is apparently an actual debate.
I can't imagine picking the Lions. I just cannot imagine picking the Lions, bro. I can't.
The Detroit Lions?
I was about to make a joke. I can't believe you did that. Just like I'm filling out a Super Bowl futures ticket, I can't imagine picking the Lions. I was about to say.
There you go. Well, that's bad. Okay.
Yeah, they're fine now. They're fine now.
Yeah, they are.
Lions are fine. I like the Lions. I hope they win if the Bengals can't. So we've already discussed this.
There you go. Let me ask you another question.
Let's get to
unless you're done with it.
What were we gonna say?
I said, let me ask you another question. Unless you're done with that.
I am done with that. I'm ready for another question. What you got?
What is? We agree on this. I'm so happy we agree on this. What is undisputedly the worst Christmas song of the season?
Dude, it's not even close.
It's not even close.
It's not even close. Jingle Bells is so trash. And I cannot imagine.
So stupid.
It's not Jingle Bells.
It's so stupid.
He's like, yeah. He threw me a softball. He's like, crank that thing out of the park. And I turned around and started picking my nose.
What is it? What is the worst
Santa
Christmas
Baby.
song?
It's the worst Christmas song of all time.
Santa Baby.
I hate it, dude. I hate when you.
I hate it. First off, we don't have to get into it. That's not what Christmas is about.
We don't need to get into the political side of things or the true meaning of Christmas or that debate.
Right. But fact is, that's not what Christmas is about. Secondly, why are we sexualizing Santa, of all things? Why?
I'll play devil's advocate briefly, like I did when we talked about this originally, and say the whole point... Wait, no. That's actually not what this one is about. That's not what this one is about. Actually, I'm wrong. No. I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus is an inside joke about the fact that Santa Claus is, in this case, your dad, right?
Yes.
Mom and dad are kissing because they're Santa Claus. I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus. Okay, that's the joke. Mm-hmm. Santa Baby is just straight up sexualizing Santa. That's true.
It's so
there's no nothing to be had there.
There are some that are considered classics that I think are bad. I Really Can't Stay, whatever
Christmas.
it's called. How's that? What's the title? What's the actual title of that song? Maybe it's cold outside. Is that what it's called? It's
I think
cold
so, Baby,
outside.
It's Cold Outside. It's also, okay. I'm going to use a term here that I don't mean lightly. I'm not saying this for fun. I'm not saying this to offend anyone. Like, it could be triggering to some people. That song is rapey.
The exact word I was going to say.
Rapey. That song is rapey.
It's creepy. It is creepy.
I need to leave. It's cold. Stay. I really shouldn't. It's cold. Stay.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's
My
other
mom's
lines.
gonna worry. Like, I don't.
My mom's gonna worry. Stay.
I mean, crap about your mom. But it does kill me that song was banned from the radio as WAP was playing.
Was it actually?
So stupid.
That's kind of hilarious. I didn't know that.
That was some comedian on TikTok did like a whole skit on it. He read side by side the lyrics to "It's Cold Outside"
One of these is
versus
banned.
WAP.
One of these isn't.
Yeah, it's
That's
so
great.
stupid. Now, I'm not saying that "Baby It's Cold Outside" isn't creepy. It is one of the creepiest songs that I know. It's insane. I don't like it at all.
I have one more thing that, in my opinion, I feel like I have discovered this. I'm sure I'm not the first person that's realized it. But if I'm not mistaken, I think I Googled this once I had this thought, and no one else had talked about it. It's off topic from Santa Baby. We can trash it more later. It's the worst Christmas song of all time.
It's so terrible.
There's not even like a single redeemable version of it. Like Michael Bublé covered it and called it Santa Buddy because he,
Ugh.
I don't want to be gay. I ain't saying Santa Baby. He's not my baby. Santa Buddy, baby.
Was that the only lyrics that were changed?
There's a couple, like, again, he's like, I don't want to rizz up Santa Claus. He changed some of the lyrics there, but he did a cover of it. And even then, I'm like, I hate the song. Get the song off. I don't want to listen to the song.
Yeah.
That being said, I believe Scott. It's your freaking government again.
Oh my
God
God.
bless it.
How hard
I believe,
is
Hearn,
it?
that I myself have realized that there is an innuendo, or at least it would be a double entendre in this case, double entendre, however you say it, in a Christmas song that you've probably sang since you were 4 or 5 years old that you didn't realize is a Christmas song.
Okay.
Wait. Wait, I screwed that up. I screwed that up so bad. I'm tired. You didn't realize it was a Christmas song.
It's like, that was like, hence the sarcasm in my okay. I was like, how stupid does he think I am that I don't know if a song's a Christmas song or not?
There's a Christmas song you've been saying that you didn't realize is a Christmas song.
Did you know that Deck the Halls was a Christmas song?
Rewind. Hearn, I believe I have found a double entendre, an innuendo hidden within a song, a Christmas song that you've probably been singing since you were 4 or 5 that you did not realize was an innuendo, or again, an entendre, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, tell me the song. I'm going to see if I can pick out the
Let us know, let us know, let us know. I Googled this like 5 or 6 years ago when I thought of it, and I was like, wait a minute. That doesn't make sense unless it's in this context. And this context is sexual.
I don't know. What is it? What line is it?
So, talking about as long as there's nowhere to go, right? They're in their house. They're getting snowed in. Let us know. We're cool, right?
The lights are turned way down low?
No. Listen. Let us know. They're already here. They're already at the home, okay? They're already at the house, right?
Uh-huh.
Listen.
I am.
As long as you hold me tight all the way home, I'll be warm. You're already home. You're not taking them home. You're already home. If you hold me tight all the way home, I'll be warm. Hold me tight all the way home.
Yeah?
I promise you. That's a double entendre. I promise you.
Yeah, because it's right after when we finally kiss goodnight.
We're kissing goodnight.
Yeah.
It's a double entendre, bro. That we've all sang. Or at least listened to. And be like, yeah, Christmas.
That is funny. Like,
it's a double entendre.
It's hard to tell.
They're talking about the deeds.
Is it pronounced entendre? I've always said entendre.
I've heard both.
I've never heard entendre until you said it.
I was taught entendre in school when I learned what it was. And I remember the specific Jordan. It was a Jordan reference they made as an example. This was at our high school. They were like, Jay-Z made a double entendre when they said, I'm like Jordan in the Garden, watch how fast I drop 50. Referring to 50 Cent.
What else would 50 mean?
Jordan dropping 50 points in the Garden.
Oh, yeah. I ain't keeping up with all that.
You don't get it? You don't understand how that has two meanings? Jordan dropped 50 in the Garden. He's making reference about dropping 50 Cent. Like, dropping him. Punching him out.
I would have definitely thought of that first rather than Michael Jordan in the Garden.
I'm like Jordan in the Garden. Watch how fast I dropped 50. You don't think Jordan in the Garden. I'm like, bro, I was like Jordan in the Garden. You don't realize I'm talking about Michael Jordan in Madison Square Garden? Madison Square Garden?
Do you think any non-basketball fan knows that at all?
You think many non-basketball fans are listening to that hard to Jay-Z?
What is more likely that a non-basketball fan would get that reference specifically to Madison Square Garden, or that a non-music fan would know who 50, meaning 50 Cent, is? I think the 50 Cent one is more obvious.
I guess.
Right.
Either way, there's two meanings.
Stupid.
You're not getting points here for not knowing. When I say Jordan in the Garden, if I say Jordan, you should think Michael Jordan.
I'm not saying that I deserve a medal.
Madison
I'm just saying
Square
that
Garden literally calls itself the world's most famous arena. There's not a more famous arena in the United States. You should know the Garden when I say the Garden.
I am aware of Madison Square Garden. I am aware of that.
Do you know what team plays it?
No. The Knicks?
Dang. Yeah, it's the Knicks.
All right. But not knowing that, I got the 50 Cent thing a lot, which... Man, I'm not saying I deserve a medal. Maybe it's a little more leaning that way, whatever. But I do think if a non-music person and a non-sports person were polled, it's more obvious it's about 50 Cent.
That's fine.
So don't shake hands like, oh, dude, I get that as Jordan in the Garden. I'm like, bro, it's Jordan in the Garden.
I'm shocked. I am shocked. I know your brother would get that reference. Your brother would get that reference immediately.
He's a huge NBA fan. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, well, crap.
Yeah,
your dad would at least get the Jordan in the Garden part. I don't know if he's into NBA.
My dad, considering his age, would probably definitely know that more than 50 Cent. Yeah.
Right, and it's early 2000s too. So it's like at that time Jordan in the Garden was, both of those were more relevant topics than now.
I guess.
Okay.
We
got so off topic anyways. I'm glad we agree on what the worst Christmas song is. It's kind of a mini subject. It's not like we plan on going half an hour about this or anything. Do you have other comments you would like to make on Christmas music? Some favorites, some underrated, some that you think are bad? What you got? Santa Baby's the worst. That's not even debatable.
Santa Baby is terrible. I would have to Google like a list. So maybe I'll do that while you're speaking here in a second to go off some of like this is good, this is bad, or whatever. My personal favorite is Little Drummer Boy. I think it is one of the best songs that encompassing what Christmas is about. I think it's dope. Specifically, Faith Hill's version. I love that version for some reason. There's tons of versions out there. Mary Did You Know is fantastic. That's probably it is overplayed.
Yeah,
but it doesn't mean it's not good.
Point. To be honest with you, I'm sick of hearing it. Great song. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. I'm gonna stick with that one now. I'm gonna stick with that, and while you're talking, I'm gonna Google like the most popular Christmas songs, and I'll run down that real quick. So you go ahead.
No problem. I just want to talk about one that I think is really underrated. It has kind of a funny origin that I didn't know about. You've heard us talk about it on the show. First of all, Pentatonix in the year of our Lord 2023 is Christmas music. Their versions of Christmas songs are almost always the definitively best version of those Christmas songs. Period.
Yep.
Period. There are very few songs where I hear that and I'm like, well, the other one's better. Even recent ones. They covered Santa Tell Me by Ariana Grande. Their version's better. Both modern artists, similar sounds. Their version's better. I promise you it is.
As it should be.
So, first of all, I just want to show some more love to PTX. One of my favorite groups of all time. PTX. They're great. They have a cover of one song that improved on the song so much, and it's to the point where if you ask me like my favorite Christmas song to listen to, it's this one. It doesn't have any deep meaning behind it. Doesn't have any of Christmas or origins, meanings, nothing like that. It's Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, sung by Pentatonix, originally written by NSYNC, bro. I had no clue.
Wow. Okay.
How crazy is that? Have you heard that song by Pentatonix?
I don't know if I've heard Pentatonix's version though.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. Do you know NSYNC's?
I don't know. I love NSYNC. So I'm surprised.
I've never heard it by them until I Googled it because I was like, this sounds like an original of theirs. And they have some originals. And their Christmas originals are hit or miss. They have a couple recent ones that are really good. They've got like one older one that I'm not really a fan of. It sounds like an original. I'm like, I don't know the song. Whatever. I Googled it. It's by freaking NSYNC. What? It's good too. And their version's good too, but Pentatonix's is better. So.
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah, that's one of the most underrated Christmas songs out there. It's currently, I would say, my favorite.
What is one of the most overrated Christmas songs of all time?
It's tough because, I do have an answer. I was going to say it's tough because Santa Baby is probably number one because people love that song. And people the people that wear the pants with the word juicy on their butts wear the shirts that say Santa Baby. Am I wrong?
Oh my gosh, that's perfect.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Perfect.
Am I wrong? Sparkles everywhere, sparkly license plate covers, fuzzy steering wheels.
What a grab. That's great.
Why are you booing me? I'm right.
I'm right.
Those are generally the people that are like, I love Santa Baby. I bet
All I Want for Christmas Is You. Is that overrated or overplayed?
it's overplayed. The person that sang Freddie, at least made up a portion of Freddie Mercury's vocals in the Bohemian Rhapsody movie, has a cover of that song that I think is the best version of it. He sounds like Freddie Mercury singing that song. It's unreal, actually.
Okay, I need to get
If you ever wanted to hear Freddie Mercury sing All I Want for Christmas Is You, and I don't think he would take this as a dig, because he's aware that his voice sounds like Freddie Mercury's. Look up Mark Martel singing All I Want for Christmas Is You. It's really good.
Yeah. There you go.
But it's overplayed, but I can still listen to the original because I do like it. So
yeah, it's a good song.
Shout out Big Time Rush. They covered it too.
Okay.
How funny is that?
I mentioned this song before. I listen to this song year round. Not very Christmassy. Last Christmas by Wham.
I have a story about that. I just heard of it today. Yeah.
You just heard of it today.
I heard about the story, not the song. I heard of the story today.
But if you have a story, then that means... Normally when people say, I have a story, that means it's a personal thing.
Sort of.
You're saying you're going to tell me about somebody else's interaction.
Not really. It's an interaction I have with someone. They said, so have you heard of Wham Miss? I said, no. What the frick is Wham Miss? Because this person knows I love Wham. I love Wham so much. Shout out Wham.
Shout out Wham.
Wham bam. So, you know Last Christmas by Wham. It's very popular, especially this time of the year. It's a great song. That's one version. First of all, Pentatonix has never covered it. But that's one version where I will die on the hill that the original is the best version. I've heard probably 4 or 5 other versions of that song, and they're never better than the original. They're not. I do have a soft spot for Wham, so maybe I'm just, front running there. But Wham Miss is a game that the TikTok hipsters have come up with. And you win Wham Miss by going the longest without hearing the actual original version of Last Christmas by Wham, because of how many other versions are played over those versions now. Which is true. There's so many versions of that song. 5 or 6 that get played. So you win Wham Miss by going the longest. I said I'd rather lose.
Yeah,
I'd rather lose. That's
a challenge. I would be happy to lose. Yep, that's true.
Face of love.
Dude, the drum beat in that song alone almost has me convinced to learn drums. I'm convinced that I could pick it up and do it right now on a drum set. I
so
absolutely
good,
could
man.
Not. But dude, it's so good.
And I guess it's keyboard in the back. It's like da na 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 na. I love that. It's so 80s, bro. What are your thoughts on the synthesizer as we're wrapping this up? Yay!
I love Styx. I love Styx.
That's a good point.
Styx is like the synthesizer band. I love synthesizer.
I know somebody who I consider myself to be friends with. My wife is really, really good friends with this person. She loves like older rock music. Hates synthesizer.
I love how you threw that in there as if you hate this person. That's what that sounded like. And that's probably not what you implied. But to say, I'm not friends with this person, my wife is.
I said I'm good friends with this. I said I consider myself friends with this person. My wife my wife is good friends with this person.
I thought you were saying
I'm not friends with this person, but my wife is. No.
Yeah, I thought you said, I was like, man.
I said, I'm friends with this person, but my wife is really good friends with this person.
There you have it.
She
I
hates
don't know how
synthesizer,
you.
but likes old rock
don't know
music.
how you
I'm
did
like,
it.
dude, come on.
I don't know.
I love
It can-
synthesizer, and I wish they'd bring it back, bro. It needs to come back.
It can be used poorly, like almost any instrument.
That's facts.
So, but yeah, I don't know how you like 80s and hate synthesizers. That's weird.
Yeah.
Buddy, I know you want to go and get right back
I'm
into
dying.
exciting.
Play more Clue Conspiracy.
You
Hashtag
can
ad,
play
hashtag
Clue.
sponsored, hashtag Hasbro, hashtag. You know.
Hashtag. You go play Clue Conspiracy. Whenever y'all come down here, we'll show y'all One Night Werewolf, and you will be hooked. It's awesome.
I've heard of it. Sounds fun.
And that's it. I think again, I said it before. You see the Santa hat. If you've been good boys and girls, I think maybe for Christmas we'll just unwrap.
I did your face and you did it back. I love it.
Well,
You do
we'll
it all
unwrap
the
the
time, dude.
we'll
good.
unwrap
So
the
great.
story of my bathroom extravaganza. And honestly, ask anybody. I don't think I've shared any of my other ones with you. Ask any of my close friends. Me and my wife together. We have a lot of like bathroom stories that are like that happened to you. Like between us, we have like 4 stories. It's like that should be once in a lifetime stories, but we share them and like
I don't have any like that. You're carrying the load.
I guess so. So there you go, boys and girls.
How about that?
What about you, pal? What do you got for us?
Listen, if you made it this far on the podcast, thank you for listening. We really appreciate each and every one of
Thank
you all.
you.
Tell somebody about the podcast. Leave us a review on Spotify or like on YouTube if you're watching. We really appreciate it. Hit that sub button, by the way. If you're listening every week, it's just going to tell you.
Leave a comment down below.
Not what I'm saying. Come on, it's so different. I had a
much.
good point.
I know you didn't. I didn't say that. I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't
okay,
mean that
okay.
in the sense
okay,
that you were
okay,
saying.
Okay.
I don't make fun of you all the time.
Just most. And it makes it hard to differentiate. Only 98%. The other 2%, you're just reaching.
You gotta figure out where the 2 is.
Yeah. Seriously, though, if you're watching it on YouTube every week anyways, you might as well hit that subscribe button. Help us out. But we appreciate you guys anyways. We love you all. Thank you all. That's it for me. You good, Hearn?
I'm good, buddy.
Hooday, baby. That's it.
Peace.
I stopped recording.